Guys, welcome back to Frame Analysis. Today we are going to explain the movie 120 Bahadur. The movie is based on true war story, the story of those soldiers who humiliated death itself. Even death must have hesitated before taking their lives. The movie also leaves a serious message. A soldier uniform does not just demand courage, it demands sacrifice. Every soldier who goes to the border knows that this uniform will ask for both bravery and sacrifice. Yet our soldiers stay ready to give everything for the country. What exactly did this 120 brave men do? To know this, watch the full video till the end, and if you enjoy the video, do like it and subscribe to the channel for more such movie explanations. Now without wasting any more time, let's dive straight into the story. The story begins by telling us that this is from 1962 when China attacked India in October through deception and slowly began capturing other areas of Ladakh as well. China knew that if they took over the area near the Ladakh air base, capturing Jammu would become easy. This is where the story of the 120 brave soldiers begins. On 18th November, a soldier is shown running. He has to come from far away to deliver an important message. He is not as injured as he is exhausted from running in a snowstorm. In the middle of the route, the soldier collapses unconscious. Later, the Indian army finds him, his name is Ramchandra, and takes him to the hospital. The colonel comes to meet him and asks about his company, but Ramchandra is still in shock. He keeps repeating that he will not leave his major alone. He wants to stay with him, no matter how dangerous the situation is. He is not in a state to explain anything, so the doctor sedates him so he can rest. Ramchandra had only arrived at the field 3 days ago from the army headquarters. His job was to be the radio commander in Charlie's company, but he had no field experience and had never been at such a high altitude before. He asked for jacket, but there was none left in the camp. Instead, they gave him a pill, even though he was not ill yet. Ram later learns that the pill was not for sickness, but for adjusting the body to high altitude. When he asks about Charlie company, he is told wherever you find more chaos than discipline, that's Charlie's company. The soldiers of Charlie's company were brave but totally undisciplined. Then Brigadier Chusul arrives and asks the colonel about the upcoming plan. Because China is preparing to attack and the airbus must be protected. The colonel explains that Charlie company is positioned at the only path where China can come from.
They are observing the enemy movement, but the brigadier doubts whether this company used to fighting on plains can fight at such heights. Still, that location was chosen by their major himself, Major Shaitan. When the brigadier asks about Major Shaitan, he is told that Shaitan is out inspecting enemy movement. Shaitan can make the brigadier wait, but the enemy won't wait. Major Shaitan is then shown. He knows an enemy sniper is hidden ahead, yet purposely enters the sniper's range. He knows the wind is on India's side, so the sniper shot will not hit accurately. The moment the enemy fires, Shaitan's soldier takes the sniper down. This is how Shaitan earned his name, through his daring missions. Ramchandra finally reaches Charlie company. Almost all soldiers here belong to the same region. They are like family. They wrestle, fight jokingly, and argue over silly things like eating someone's chocolate. Ram tries to stop their fight and gets punched himself. Then Major Shaitan arrives and gives a powerful speech about discipline and courage. He tells them that their ancestors had an entire regiment, but now only one battalion remains. Not because they lacked courage, but because they lacked discipline. A war cannot be won by courage alone. The company agrees and stops fighting among themselves. Shaitan tells Ram that their previous radio operator was martyred, and now Ram must take over. Carefully, Shaitan meets the brigadier and reports that locals have warned of an upcoming storm within 2 days. Though the meteorology department said nothing, Shaitan trusts the locals. He believes China will use the storm to attack from Rizangla. He requests permission to go there with more troops and weapons, but the brigadier cannot send extra forces yet. Weapons may reach if the weather stays clear. Still, permission to go to Rizangla is granted. At night, soldiers think of their families, unaware of what is coming. Even Shaitan remembers his wife, Sugandh, and their marriage. She always supported his dream to serve in the army and promised that even if something happened to him, she would remain proud. Meanwhile, in China, Chairman Mao orders his army to capture the Chushul airbase within 3 days before the ceasefire is declared. To Rizangla, 17,000 feet. Shaitan and his men moved towards Rizangla. Ram realized the pill was not for sickness, but for adjusting to altitude. He vomits on the way, but the team keeps moving. Shaitan helps the villagers near the border and asks them to move for safety. The villagers deeply respect him. Shaitan divides his company into 3 groups for better coverage. Suddenly, a blast is heard from the village. Shaitan rushes there with 3 soldiers. The villagers have been massacred by Chinese troops. Shaitan hunts down and kills all the remaining enemy soldiers there. Then he sees the entire Chinese army, around 3,000 soldiers, entering the region. He reports this to Colonel, but without headquarters permission, no backup or weapons can be sent. Still, Shaitan refused to retreat. He will not abandon the post without a fight. He tells his 120 soldiers the truth. They are outnumbered 3,000 to 120. This is suicide mission. Anyone who wants to leave may leave, no judgment, but all 120 choose to stay and fight to the last breath. Ramchandra wakes up in the present day. It is 21st November. The war has ended due to ceasefire. He calls the colonel and begins narrating the events of the night of 17th November. If even one thing he says turns out false, he could face court-martial. He must provide proof. At midnight, temperature dropped below -24 degrees centigrade. China releases sheep with torches tied to them, so Indians fire and reveal their positions. But one soldier recognizes the smell and stops the attack. Then 15 to 20 Chinese troops approach the listening post. Only 2 Indian soldiers were posted there, so Shaitan rushes with help. Heavy fighting starts. Chinese had big guns, Indians did not. The listening post is destroyed. One soldier is severely injured and stays behind with a grenade, sacrificing himself to kill multiple enemies. Shaitan uses the mountain itself as a weapon, blasting rocks to crush his Chinese soldiers. A snowstorm begins in 2 hours. Radio stops working. They cannot call for help. They have fewer than 3,000 bullets, not enough for 3,000 enemies. The enemy arrives. The first platoon is wiped out. The second is hit by heavy guns. Shaitan orders the third platoon to destroy the enemy's big guns. But Indian soldiers fall one by one. Bullets run out. The Chinese reach the top. Indian soldiers fight with bare hands. Not a single Indian retreats. The enemy commander orders the killing of Major Shaitan. Chinese soldiers shoot even their own men standing near him, killing everyone around. The surviving Indians drag Major Shaitan away to prevent him from being captured. Ramchandra sees everything. He has never fired a gun or killed anyone, but he refuses to leave the major. Shaitan orders Ramchandra to escape and tell the world what happened. Otherwise, the sacrifice of 120 brave soldiers would be forgotten. Ram runs. After Ram leaves, China attacks again with 1,000 more men, but all they find are piles of dead Chinese soldiers everywhere. Just 120 Indian soldiers had killed 1,000 Chinese. China realizes they cannot conquer Chushul. They take their dead soldiers and retreat quietly so the world won't know what happened. For months, no evidence is found due to heavy snow. But after 3 months, the snow melts and the bodies of the 120 brave men are found. They are honored with full respect. The movie ends here. So you can tell how did you find this movie, and also please comment, share and subscribe. Bye bye.